Okay, so let's just go ahead and continue where we left off. So we had these two pieces. This is a new shortcut I haven't showed you yet. This is Ctrl J, which will join your meshes. You can also go to Object, and in here you can go to Apply. No, not Apply. Oh, here, Join. Oh no, wait, I did show you this. Sorry, I did show you this one already. But yeah, so just join your meshes. Let's do a quick pivot to set this back in the center. And at this point, it might actually be easier for us to go into our modifiers and add an array modifier and set this one I've also already shown you. Let's set this to the y-axis. Let's move this back a little bit. The only thing that I'm worried about is I just want to make sure that... Ooh, so close. So we want to make sure that, of course, this one just ends up exactly in the center. So we need to go for 0.85... Oh, way too much. 0.81. Too much. 0.805. Too little. 807. Got it. Yeah, that's good enough. So we got that one. Cool. We have like a little array. You might get like an optical illusion with this line being not straight, that it feels like your lines are angled, but it's definitely straight. So you can now just go ahead and duplicate this. Place this in the center here. And we can go ahead and let's do a quick pivot. Let's duplicate this again, and let's see if we can just reuse this one by rotating it. Shall we go for 2? 1, 2. Yeah, let's go for 2. Let's give it a little bit more space just so that we don't have too much empty space. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go into my face mode, and I'm just gonna go ahead and going to select all these faces, and then I'm going to press 4. Now 4 is a custom shortcut that I set up in case I haven't already showed you. So basically what 4 does is I will go to select, I go to select linked and then linked. And this shortcut will basically, when you select a face, it will select all the faces attached to that, which in this specific case is often the entire model. So this is very important. What you can do with this is you can just right click, change the shortcut, or you can again find it in your edit and preferences. So I set mine to 4. You can choose whatever shortcut you want. I think 4 is easy because you would think if 1 is vertices, 2 is edges, 3 is faces, then 4 would be logical to be element. That's what I call it, coming from Blender and Maya, 3 is Max and Maya. So we got this one. I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this. And you know what? Maybe we can even benefit from... of course, I wanted to rotate it in the hope that the orientation was different, but of course it's not different because that's not how we created this. So we got these two. Let's go ahead and do the 4 fit in there. So let's first of all work with this one. How far are we? We are quite close by. So something like this. Oh no, wait, actually we need to have this one exactly on this point over here, which is fine. So having that, I'm just gonna go in face select these, press 4 and just delete them. Just makes it easier for me to look at them. So 4 and delete them. So this is where the symmetry starts to kick in. Do I want to have something there? I'm not sure. Let's first of all select these two again, and we might just want to go ahead and yeah, we might just want to place 4, but yeah, let's do this. Let's select 4. So let's go ahead and just select everything that we do not want to have included and just delete it. And then what we need to do is we probably just need to go ahead and edit some of these rows. So we have these 4 which fit really nicely. And then we can just like move this a tiny bit without it making it feel like it's not in the center anymore. Over here. So that one is correct. Or maybe we want to have it off center. maybe it looks more interesting when it's off center. No, I don't think so. I think that will just feel a bit off. I know, pun not intended. Let's do this one and this one, and let's just have them very close together. I think that's a good compromise. So we have these very close together. Inside of Painter, we will create some interesting details here, some interesting details here. And the only thing that I was thinking about is that maybe we want to have something in here, but then if we do this as a symmetry, this probably wouldn't work, because then it would just try and symmetrize this piece. So if we do that, we might just do that after the fact. After we've done symmetry, we might just place something there, just like break up that symmetry a little bit more. But I think for now, this looks pretty good. I think it just adds a bunch of interesting details, which is what we wanted, so that is good. I just want to, just for fun, rotate this. Oh, yeah, rotating. I can just, well, move it like this. I just want to see how it looks if we have, like, a pattern like this. That does look cool, doesn't it? Let's have a look. Let's select this and add a mirror modifier on this. And we want to set this to be... I think we need to have some offset here. Oh wait, the way that you can do an offset in the mirror is by going into your Maxifist tools, pressing edit pivot, and setting the pivot on like the very end of your mirror. As soon as you turn off edit pivot, it should flip, as you can see. So you can edit pivot, move it back a little bit. Oh, wrong way. Move it out a little bit, I should say. No, it's the bevel. The bevel makes it feel like it's wrong. So we can do something like this. Now, I'm not sure, do we want this? We can just test it out. So if we just quickly duplicate this, place it over here and just delete this. And then just look at it. Let's turn off the wireframe toggle from a distance. So it does break things up a little bit more interesting. So if we would have like one over here and then like one over here, and yeah, for this one I just need to press Ctrl J. Oh, I need to just press apply on my mirror, then select it, press Ctrl J to combine it, and then this is just very quickly, this is just me testing out. So I'm just selecting these faces, press 4 and press delete. And at this point, I'm just going to press delete here, here and here. So all these single ones, I'm going to press delete on. Yeah, I like this. This looks a bit more interesting. So let's go ahead and do that. You can get rid of these faces if you want, just by like deselecting them. But I think I'm actually going to keep those just because, yeah, why not? They just add a little bit more interest. I am going to go ahead and move this a little bit closer, like this. Yeah, let's move it a bit closer. These ones are still the same. And these ones, let's turn on our wireframe toggle. We just need to make sure that they are pretty much in the center, which they are, so I'm fine with that. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Let's see, so we've done those pieces. I think the next one would be like the little center in here. I don't think, can we see that? No, we can see that. I know what it looks like, so I can just kind of like eyeball it. Sorry, I just see that we have some more details in here, which might be cool to just add later on. Basically, it's like one of these clips. Let's see, where can I find a good one? Yeah, here. It's something in this direction. So we are just gonna go for something very basic because it's so difficult to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna go ahead and... So oh, 1 second. Oh, we overshot it. Let's first fix that before I forget. Just move this back a bit. That's why I didn't move it like that. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to create a cube. Let's move this over here, scale it down. So we are just going to scale this down to the size of this hole over here. And we are going to keep this really basic because it's not worth for us putting in so much detail in something that we will most likely not even see, because there will be crates on top of it and stacked and all that stuff. So I don't want to waste too much time. You can go way more detailed if you really want to, but it's a balance that you need to find between time and quality. And if you have the time, I would always go for quality in this specific case, because this is a tutorial. I do not have as much time, so I don't want to, at least I don't want to waste your time. Let's delete that face. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make this very basic. So we have this cube. Let's press Q and reset the transforms. Select the ends and just do Ctrl B and just give it like some softness to it. Let's do 4 segments, something like this. So you get a semi-harsh circle like this. And now the next thing would be for us to go ahead and I think we can actually reuse this. So if we just go ahead and select these faces over here, let's go ahead and let's press Q and let's press selection. And basically Q selection, what that does is it will go to select. Oh no, wait, sorry, it will go to face. And then it has like a separate selection. Let me see, where are you? Just so mesh separate selection, as you could see it. So that basically just separates these faces, just like join. It's like the opposite of join, and it will just have these faces. Now the reason I did this is because I want to now go ahead and I just want to duplicate this and then hold shift or click on the blue scaling, hold shift to do some more precise scaling. And then just go ahead and scale this out. Move this a bit forward. Scale this in like this. So we are going to create like a little lip. Now let's go ahead and just select these vertices and move these back a little bit. And at this point I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to scale this in a little bit more, something like this. Maybe move it back just like a little bit. And then more the idea is more to just select these outside edges and then just do Q and then do a extrude faces along normal. In this case it doesn't work, so I'm just going to right click. Now it has extruded. If you extrude something and you just right click, it will extrude it into place, which means that we can now just click and use a scale tool to scale this together. And let's go ahead and just like let's not do that. Let's go ahead and just scale this in. So we are going to give this a specific thickness. I think something like this will work. And then I'm just going to go Alt X, so X-ray mode. Select these faces and then move them in. There we go. And now, first of all, let's just go ahead and scale this down so that it's actually sticking inside the other mesh. So yeah, as I said, very easy. You can even, if you want, you can even rotate it like a little bit like this. And now it's just a matter of pressing Alt-I and going in here and just double clicking on all these edges and then deselecting these, because we are going to bridge them. But you cannot bridge a continued loop. So you need to break up the loop. And then if you press Q and you can press, where are you? Bridge edge loops over here. Or you can of course go to edges and bridge edge loops. And that way it will just create faces that were missing. And from a distance, it might not look very interesting. We can even go in here. And we can even do a quick bevel in this. Oh, and for that we need to, of course, merge these two together. So just press Ctrl J on these two faces. Go vertex mode and select everything. Press Q and merge them by distance, just to make sure that everything is nicely merged. And now you should be able to just select this face, press Ctrl B. And just give it like a single bevel, because when we turn this into high poly, it will become a smooth bevel. And then of course compensate by moving this down. But there you go. So now from a distance, it will just be like a shiny slab of metal. There we go. So we got those pieces done. Over here, we can just delete these because they are beyond our... Plus 4, there we go. They are beyond our symmetry. And I think that is about it, isn't it? Let's also actually create just some interesting shape on the side. Where do I have space for that? So I want to cut it down. So maybe if we just do one here and one here. That might be interesting. So let's press Ctrl R and place one line over here. I'm just going to scale the line flat. It will just make our life a bit easier. And let's do also Ctrl R, place one line here. Same deal, scale it flat, make your life easier. There you go. And now if we just go ahead and select both of these lines, we can go ahead and do like a Ctrl B. Yeah, I think size like that should be fine. Okay, cool. I think we already have everything in place. So if we just select these three faces, delete them. Yeah, so let's have a look how it looks before we do anything. Q, bridge edge loops, Q, bridge edge loops, Q, bridge edge loop. Yeah, so it's different from our reference, but it still gives you the same idea and the same feel to it. And it will save us some work. So let's go ahead and just do that over here too. Q, bridge edge loops, Q, bridge edge loops, Q, bridge edge loops. And if you want, you can just simply move this up and then it will become pretty much the same as our reference. So we could just, like for example here, move this up. It's more like whatever your preference is. I'm gonna go for not moving it up because it will give me a little bit more of like a sharper shape, which makes it a bit more interesting. Now I would say that the only thing now is to grab this little corner here, do Ctrl B, and just make it round. So something like that. So 0.024 with 3 segments. Just make it nice and round. That should do the trick. Okay, cool. So at this point, honestly, what all you need to do is really, you need to go in and just delete whatever you do not want to have in your symmetry. Like that, or in your mirror. I'm just gonna go to my top view and I'm pressing the little button next to the wavy button. For this, I forgot the name for it. Let's go ahead and just delete this, and let's actually delete these center pieces because those pieces will just become annoying. Let's go in here, select this, delete this, and over here I'm just going to do Ctrl R and I'm just going to place like one line here and then go back to face mode, delete all of these faces. So we got that one done and this one. Select this. Oops. Delete those two. There we go. Now for these ones, I have a feeling that if we do Ctrl R, yeah, that the Ctrl R will be broken because of the way that this one works. I think over here also. Yeah, so those are broken. Oh, I think I'm crashing. Oh, I almost crashed. I'm back again. Basically, what I'm going to do is in the next chapter we will just go ahead and we will actually cover how to split those pieces up because it's a bit annoying. Or maybe we can even just avoid doing it altogether by just deleting them temporarily and moving them back later on. I think that would be probably the best thing, yeah. So let's just select it quickly, delete whatever is on the edge, and then we can just duplicate this back later on. I think that actually is easier. So do that. And now we are ready for our mirroring or our symmetry, however you want to call it. So I'm going to save my scene. And in the next chapter we will continue by turning this into a symmetry.